Okay, hello everyone. It is 10:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, June 8th, 2011. This is a special Hippie Chickopolis news update. I decided not to do so many of these all the damn time, but this actually was needed. Okay? I just finished watching the latest Zeitgeist movie. Let me try to I don't remember the title. It's called Moving Forward, okay? It starts out with Zeitgeist the movie. That's basically the introduction of the Zeitgeist movement. Then that came out in 2007. Then in 2008, it came out with Zeitgeist Anadum, which is kind of like, like a PS, if you will. Then this most recent one came out just this year. It's called Moving Forward. It's basically pretty much like you take the information from the first and the second, put it together, and go, okay, now what do we do about this? Also goes more in depth as far as humankind is concerned, psychology, biology, science, basically. And it took me about a week and a half or so to actually watch all the way through, as I am a mom, and so I have to multitask. That and some of the material, if you are a deep thinker such as me, some of the information that they present is so startling and so honest that it may freak you out. I know I had to put it aside for a while because I was like, oh my god, it freaked me out. But Peter Joseph kind of has that quality where he freaks people out. But this one actually showed his humorous side as well, so bonus points to that as well. But towards the end of the movie, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but he wraps it up in a very, very nice way. And it gave me chills. And it made me realize why, when I was 10 years old, I decided I was going to become an activist. It was not a decision that I came to lightly, and I did not know that that was the word that I was searching for when I was 10. It was more or less, hey, I'm going to be a writer. I'm going to think for myself, and I'm going to encourage others to do the same. And if anybody tries to get in the way of anyone trying to think for themselves, then, well, they're going to have to answer to me. And I'm not a violent person, but I do get mouthy. So, with that said, I finished the movie, and I just feel this overwhelming feeling of empowerment. And I constantly post the link to this latest movie, and I've been doing that like all throughout this week. I've either dropped it in as a link that you can click and watch straight from Facebook, or I've put it down as one of my daily moods saying I'm studying, and I put the link there. However the hell I did it, I put it out there. And I do not just plaster links all over my wall just for the hell of it. It's either because something struck me in a certain way. Either it made me laugh, made me think, made me cry, upset me. It struck a chord with me one way or another. And this movie really did. I mean, I watch a lot of documentaries, and some of them are kind of shitty in the whole, the way that it's presented, or the quality of the film, that kind of thing. Documentaries have to kind of have a certain feel to it, to where you're watching it and you're getting educated, but you don't really realize that because everything else is really good and solid. Now, I'm not an art major. I'm not into filmography. I just am a big fan of art and all things that art pertains to: music, performance art, writing, etc., etc., etc. Excuse me. All of that aside, it is a wonderful movie. Even for people who aren't analytically inclined, it will still blow your mind. But I am a supporter of the Zeitgeist movement. I don't really consider myself a political activist. I consider myself as a human rights activist, always have been, always will be. I believe that as humans born on this earth, all of us are born with certain rights that are kind of like duh. You know, you have the right to live, you have the right to survive, you have the right to be born, you have so many rights, you know, and, you know, you have the right to choose, you know, how you are going to treat your body. Moral codes and stuff like that aside, you know, everything is ultimately boils down to a choice. My choice is whenever I find something that strikes a chord with me and that I feel actually is something important for other people to know, I will blast it from the rooftops if I have to. And I've done that since I was 10. I've actually gotten myself in trouble several times growing up, being very outspoken and forthright with my opinions that all people are free. It's just they get tricked into giving up their freedoms. And that is the fucking problem I have with, you know, the establishment. It's not the point that they've constructed this whole bullshit monetary system. It's not that they're abusing the earth and taking out resources. It's not that, you know, they're, you know, creating these diseases and then going, oh, there's no cure, because it was created in a fucking lab. It's none of that shit. It's how they convince people that they have no rights whatsoever and that they need to sign on the dotted line, if you will, sell their fucking soul, and, oh, well, we got your back. Just sell us your soul and we got your back. So you sell your soul and then what happens? They go, who are you again? I don't believe we've met. Fuckers. So anyway, my point is this. Watch the movies. Come to your own conclusions. Okay? If you don't feel the same way that I do, that's cool. Still love you anyway. But if you watch all the movies and you go, you know what? This crazy chick's onto something. I think I kind of understand what she's talking about. Then join me. Go to Zeitgeist. I think it's zeitgeistmovement.org, I believe. My brain's kind of foggy, but you go to Google and type in Zeitgeist, it'll pop right up, I swear. You know, click that you'd want to join their mailing list, and they will send you newsletters from time to time. It's not like spam-orific or anything, but they'll send you newsletters from time to time about anything that concerns them. Usually they're written either by Peter Joseph himself or one of his colleagues. But the Zeitgeist movement is actually pretty active, pretty strong, and if I had the time and the resources and the wherewithal and the, you know, saneness of mind, you know, I would be volunteering. But the only way that I can volunteer right now is just to spread the word. So, there you go. Zeitgeistmovement.org. Or just type it into Google, just type in Zeitgeist and it'll pop right up. It's Z-E-I-T and then Geist, G-E-I-S-T. It means spirit of the age, or spirit of the era, or whatever. Spirit of the movement, or whatever. It's German, whatever. It's better than saying "hua" or something, I guess. I don't know. But it's, you know, our generation is a generation of action. I'm 30 years old. So I was 9 years old when the Berlin Wall came down. And that made my day because I went through every single geography book in my school and wrote the date that the Berlin Wall came down and then tried to erase the border between East and West Germany. Needless to say, my hand was thwacked with the ruler so hard that it was numb for several hours afterward, and then I had to write lines the next day saying that I would not deface school property. Yeah. So, anyway, that being said, just, you know, check out the movie. You know, start with the first one if you want to kind of get yourself immersed or what have you. Yeah, essentially, just check it out. You know, what's the worst thing that could happen? You watch it and go, this is bullshit, and turn it off. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I do wish all of you a wonderful, wonderful evening. If it's really scorching, unbelievably hot where you're at, hopefully it cools down some. If you're somewhere where it's cold, hopefully you bundle up, stay warm. But you know, all in all, you know, have a good evening, have a good week. Weekend as well. My oldest just finished up first grade, so yay. Summer vacation is actually not going to be that much fun for my kids, as they are going to be assisting me in cleaning. So, you know, they dirty up the house, they can clean it back up, right? So, that being said, I am the Yippie Chick from Hippie Chickopolis, State of Insanity, of the United States of the Little A Americans. Wishing you good night.